What if I told you your life could change just by deciding to get ready every morning? I'm not talking about fashion or expensive clothes. I'm talking about something that directly affects your mindset and how others perceive you. In this video, I'm going to reveal the real, hidden power behind this daily habit and why thousands of women use it to regain their elegance, confidence, and even youth. And trust me, the final reason you'll hear is so powerful that it won't just change your appearance, it will transform how the world sees you. Reason number 7. What happens when you stop getting ready? There's a very quiet way to disappear. And it's by not getting ready anymore. You don't need to move to another city or delete your social media. It's enough to stop looking at yourself with the intention of liking what you see. It starts with opening your closet every morning and thinking, whatever I put on, it doesn't matter. I'm not even going out. But it does matter, Queen. Because when you stop getting ready, your reflection starts to fade. Not literally, but emotionally. What begins as I won't get ready today slowly becomes a routine, then a habit. And that habit, without you realizing it, starts to erase you. This isn't about looking perfect. It's about keeping alive the connection with the part of you that still dreams, still celebrates herself, and still wants to look radiant. Even if the only date you have is with yourself and a cup of coffee, because what's at stake here isn't your outfit. It's your identity. Every time you completely stop caring for yourself, you're sending a signal to your nervous system that you're not the priority. And your body, your mind, your heart, they all take note. You begin walking slower, drinking less water, putting off that personal project. Because why bother if you don't even feel good about yourself? That's how deeply image and energy are connected. And it doesn't matter if you have 5 minutes or 30. You don't need to get dressed as if you're attending a red carpet event. What matters is looking in the mirror and recognizing yourself. Creating a routine that says, I'm here, I'm still me, and I deserve my own attention. Sometimes, just a touch of lipstick or a special accessory is enough to reconnect with your essence. Self-care doesn't always require time. It requires intention. Take Susan Sarandon, for example. She doesn't embody some unrealistic beauty ideal. She owns her own. She's not defined by her age, but by her presence. She doesn't get ready because she has to. She does it because she understands that her image is her emotional ally. And you know what she never lacks? Visual dignity. I've met women who, after years of avoiding their reflection, start getting ready again. And something inside them awakens. They reclaim their voice, their posture, their spark. Why? Because their reflection starts telling them a story worth living in, a story where they are the main character, not the background. Getting ready each day isn't about being seen by others. It's about not forgetting to see yourself. It's your way of saying, I'm still here, and I still belong to me. And if you think that won't change anything, just wait until you see how you start shifting the world around you, without even saying a word. If you're enjoying advice like this, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Yes, we talk about fashion, but more importantly, we talk about self-esteem, personal style, and feminine power. Reason number 6, the power of a first impression. They say you never get a second chance to make a first impression. I'd take it further. Sometimes you don't even get 5 seconds, because in that tiny instant, people have already decided whether they respect you, whether they'll listen to you, whether they take you seriously. And no, it's not fair. But it's reality. So why not use it to your advantage? Your image speaks before you do. What does it say when you walk into a room? Does it say you're a woman with strength and a story? Or does it say you've gotten lost in the routine of whatever? It doesn't matter. Does it say you're here to take up space, or that you'd rather blend in? Making a good first impression isn't about looking younger. It's about looking alive, looking present, looking like you mean to be there. And this isn't about money or brands. It's about awareness. When a woman takes care of herself, it shows. Not because she's wearing something expensive, but because she's wearing her worth. This isn't about pleasing others. It's about building your own visual language, turning your presence into your signature. A woman who shows up with dignity, with harmony, with her own style, even if it's simple, is silently saying, I respect myself, and that sets the tone for how you'll treat me. And the effect goes far beyond social circles. It's emotional. Because when you know you're projecting the best version of yourself, without pretense but with clarity, your voice changes. Your words carry more weight. Your posture lifts. Because you're aligned, inside and out. Here's the best part. You don't need a major makeover. Sometimes it's just being polished, wearing a well-maintained outfit, walking with intention, even if you're still figuring things out. That kind of confidence is built, and a strong first impression helps build it faster. And let me tell you a secret. The world reacts differently when it senses you've already chosen yourself. So, next time you walk into a room, do it with your head held high, your energy collected, and the certainty that your image doesn't ask for permission. It announces your power. Are you enjoying these tips? Then don't miss my ebook, More Elegant Than Ever. It's a complete handbook to help you refresh your image. Link in the description. Reason number 5. How what you wear affects your self-esteem. Getting ready isn't vanity, it's self-esteem, with buttons and zippers. And there's nothing truer than this. When you like what you see, you behave differently. You walk taller. Make decisions more confidently. Set boundaries without flinching. Because what you see in the mirror supports you. Your clothes don't just cover you, they shape you. And when you dress from a place of self-love rather than neglect, you're sending your mind a very clear message. You deserve to be treated well. That blouse that flatters you, that scent that makes you feel wrapped up, that hairstyle that brings out your elegance, those aren't meaningless touches. They're emotional tools. Physical reminders that you're prioritizing yourself, that you've got your own back. Here's a powerful truth. When you care for your appearance, your brain starts treating you differently. You activate mental pathways linked to well-being, pleasure, and a sense of worthiness. It's not just that you look better, your brain starts to believe it. And when your brain believes it, you live it. You project it. And others respond to it. I've seen women go from invisible to unstoppable just by changing one habit. Their morning routine. They went from, I'll just wear whatever, to I choose me. And that small daily choice is like a drop of self-worth falling in the same place every day. And you know what constant drops do? They carve. They change things. They break through. Victoria Beckham understands this. Have you ever seen her looking visually rushed or unprepared? Never. And it's not about vanity. It's about identity. She doesn't dress out of obligation. She dresses with conviction. Her style doesn't shout. It whispers with authority. That's the real lesson. You don't need to be loud. You just need to not forget yourself. Don't underestimate how powerful it is to feel good in what you're wearing. It's not about what others see. It's about what you believe you deserve. When you dress like a woman who honors herself, everything changes. Your energy, your limits, your confidence. A woman who feels good treats herself well, and that way of treating yourself flows into every other area of your life. Your mood, your relationships, your energy. And if you thought getting dressed was a small act, just wait until you realize it could be the spark that changes your entire day. Reason number 4, getting ready is a tool for motivation. Not every day feels sunny. Some mornings you wake up with your mood on pause, your body moving slower, and your soul feeling dim. And it's precisely on those days when getting ready matters most. Not to pretend everything's okay, but to begin the process of feeling okay. Getting ready is an act of rebellion against apathy. It's a way of saying to your mood, you don't control me, but I won't let you control me either. It's taking back a little power, even when everything else feels off. That moment in front of the mirror, the gesture of tying up your hair, or choosing a piece that makes you feel dignified, it gives your spirit a gentle push forward. Because motivation doesn't always show up on its own. Sometimes you have to summon it, like lighting a candle in the dark. And one of the most powerful ways to spark that light is through external care. Not because the outside matters more, but because it's the first thing you can reach when the inside feels hurt. There's something almost therapeutic about getting ready when you don't feel like it. It's an act of emotional resistance, a reminder that you're still here, still standing, even with a tired soul, like watering a plant on a cloudy day, not for how it looks today, but for what you hope it will bloom into tomorrow. I've heard this phrase many times. I got ready even though I didn't feel like it, and I ended up having a great day. And it's true, because looking good shifts the energy you radiate. And when you change your energy, you change your day. It's like your reflection tells you, you're trying, and that's enough for today. You don't need to be motivated to get ready, but getting ready can motivate you. And that, Queen, is a tool worth gold. Because you can't control everything that happens in your day, but you can decide how you're going to face it. And facing it with visual dignity is a quiet act of power. With this one habit, you're not just reclaiming your image. You're reclaiming your inner drive. And if this has inspired you so far, just wait until you realize what your image can do for others without you even noticing. Reason number 3, how your image affects others. Your image isn't just a reflection of who you are, it's also a message to those around you. It's like an open letter that says, this is what I believe about myself, and this is what I allow. And believe me, everyone reads it, even if no one says it out loud. When you show up polished, intentional, and put together, people respond differently. They listen more closely. They treat you with more respect. Your opinions carry more weight. Not because you're better, but because your presence says, I value myself, and I expect the same from you. This isn't about impressing anyone. It's about aligning who you are with what you project, because when your inside and outside match, you create trust. And trust opens doors. Let's take a moment to think about Helen Mirren. Her presence is powerful, effortlessly so. She doesn't need to speak loudly or draw attention. Her image speaks of balance, intelligence, elegance, and people respond. They listen. They follow. They admire. There's something magnetic about a woman who honors herself with her presence. And here's the most powerful part. Your image doesn't just influence what others think of you. It influences how they treat you. It affects the opportunities you're offered, the tone people use when they speak to you. A woman who cares for herself commands a certain kind of automatic respect, Because on some level, she's showing she has standards. And standards, darling, are a quiet declaration of what you allow and what you don't. Let me tell you about a woman I met during a workshop. Her name was Elena. She was 58, and she told me she hadn't looked in the mirror with love in years. She wore only comfortable clothes, nothing with shape or intention. She said, "I felt like I was too old to care about that anymore." Until one day, her daughter, lovingly but firmly, told her, "Mom, you walk into a room and no one notices, not even you." That sentence hit her. Elena didn't change her life overnight, but she did make one decision. For 1 month, she was going to get ready every day as if she had a special reason. Even if she didn't. Nothing extravagant, just a structured blouse, a soft lipstick, a perfume she hadn't used in years, day after day. And then, something started to shift. The cashier at the supermarket began to greet her with more warmth. Her neighbor told her she looked brighter. At her job, where she hadn't been given a new opportunity in years, her boss asked her to lead a more visible project. Why? Because you're giving off a different energy. Elena didn't change her resume, she didn't change her voice, she changed her image, and in doing so, she changed how the world saw her and how she saw herself. And this isn't about appearances, it's pure social psychology. It's been proven. A cared-for appearance creates more credibility, more influence, more chances to build healthy relationships. Because a woman who values herself doesn't seek desperate validation. And that, to the world, is deeply attractive. And you know what else happens? Your environment begins to reflect you. You attract people with more respect. You spark deeper conversations. Your boundaries become clearer because your image filters, your energy selects, and your self-care acts like an emotional radar. It attracts what lifts you up and repels what drags you down. And all of it starts with one simple decision. Today, I'm going to get ready. But wait until you see what happens. When getting ready starts unlocking new doors in your life. Reason number 2, the opportunities that come when you take care of yourself. It's not just about how you look, it's about how you move through the world when you look your best. There's a huge difference between walking through life feeling messy, dim, and improvised, and walking like a woman who knows who she is, what she wants, and where she's going. That difference is visible. It's felt. It radiates. And, yes, you guessed it, it gets rewarded. Because as unfair as it sounds, we live in a world that responds to image, not just in superficial ways, but in professional, emotional, and social ones. Opportunities come more easily to those who show up with presence, with care, with intention, not because they're more valuable, but because their image says what so many women only whisper, "I'm ready." This isn't about looking perfect, it's about looking prepared. And that, Queen, changes everything. When a woman consistently gets ready, her image starts doing what she used to have to explain. She no longer has to justify her place at the table, her input at meetings, her ideas and projects. She doesn't need to ask for attention. It arrives on its own. It's not magic, it's perception. A well-presented woman is perceived as more disciplined, more responsible, more trustworthy, more capable. And what's most fascinating is this. The person offering her the opportunity may not even realize why they're choosing her, but you know why. Because when you look organized on the outside, people assume, rightly or wrongly, that you're organized on the inside too. And here's the sad truth. Many brilliant, talented, kind-hearted women are still waiting. Waiting for someone to notice them. Waiting for their moment. But they do nothing with their image, and their moment never arrives. Not because they don't deserve it, but because their image doesn't say they do. The truth is, the world doesn't always reward the most capable. Sometimes it rewards the best presented. Not to fake anything, but to affirm who you are. Back up the energy of who you already are but might not be showing. When you get ready every day, you're saying, I'm open to receiving, to a meaningful conversation, to a new connection, to a collaboration, to a fresh chapter, to a higher version of yourself. Your image isn't everything, but it is the door. And you, darling, deserve to walk through it. And if you thought that was powerful, just wait until getting ready becomes more than a choice. It becomes your way of life. Reason number 1. Make a habit your power. A one-time action can give you a good moment, but a habit transforms your life. Getting ready every day isn't just a routine. It's an ongoing declaration. It's choosing yourself even when the world feels upside down. It's holding on to your dignity in the everyday, even when no one demands it. It's being your own standard, even in silence. Because when personal care becomes a habit, not a rare treat or a special event, your mind literally begins to restructure. Your brain starts linking that daily action with well-being, identity, and self-respect. And then it integrates it, automates it, makes it part of how you show up in the world. That's when the magic happens. At first, it might feel like extra effort, just one more thing on your to-do list. But over time, getting ready stops being an obligation and becomes a daily ritual that grounds you. That moment you apply your favorite cream or choose a piece of jewelry that makes you feel special, that's when you reconnect with yourself. You remind yourself who you are. It's not about looking like you're walking a red carpet. It's about having a daily meeting with your inner royalty, the one that sometimes hides behind responsibility, exhaustion, or outside noise. Yes, of course there will be days when you just don't feel like it. Gloomy days, slow days, emotionally messy days. But that's exactly when the habit shines, because you're not reacting to how you feel. You're acting based on who you already decided to be. And that is pure power. If there's anyone who's turned her image into a practice of daily consistency, it's Jennifer Lopez. Beyond the spotlight and the glam, what's truly impressive about J.Lo is her unwavering discipline to maintain her presence at all times. It doesn't matter if she's at a rehearsal, in an interview, or leaving the gym. Her image always reflects a woman who built herself. Her style isn't a performance. It's her identity. Jennifer doesn't dress to impress. She shows up to affirm herself, and it shows. She's made self-care such a solid habit that she no longer has to try to project power. She embodies it. She wears it. And that's the real lesson. It's not about becoming her. It's about being inspired by that same level of consistency that, without saying a word, tells the world, this woman takes herself seriously. The most confident women I've met aren't the ones with the most time or the most money. They're the ones who've made personal care non-negotiable. It's part of who they are. Just like brushing your teeth, you get ready. Because it's not about an appointment or a meeting or an event. It's about you. Making getting ready a habit not only saves you time and decision fatigue in the morning, it saves you explanations. Because the world starts to understand, without you saying a thing, that you take yourself seriously, and that earns respect. A habit like this shows up not just in how you look, but in your energy, in how you walk into a room, in how you speak and carry yourself, in how you don't apologize for taking up space. Because your presence is already polished from within. You no longer need motivation. or a reason, or a good day. You get ready because you are you. And when that happens, everything changes. You second-guess less. You stop asking for permission to shine. You stop needing validation because your consistency has already validated you. And I'm not just talking about makeup or clothes. I'm talking about that moment each morning when you look in the mirror and you don't abandon yourself. You choose yourself. You see yourself. And with your actions, you say, yes, I'm here, and I'm still worthy. If you made it this far, drop a "I choose to care for myself" in the comments so I know you're part of our community of women who shine from within. What you learned today is just the beginning. My ebook, More Elegant Than Ever, will show you how to dress for your body type, choose your best colors, and so much more. The link's in the description, and only the first ones to grab it will get all the exclusive content, because you deserve to look like a queen.